Hi guys! So I just got back from my trip to Italy and let me just say, wow. So I traveled to the region of Sardinia, which is in the Mediterranean Sea and is just west of Rome. This place is known for its beaches, so of course the beach was my first stop. I decided to go to Calaluna in the east coast of Sardinia. I decided to go by boat through a boat service that I found that docked off of the port of Calaganone for the culture, of course. It was an awesome boat ride. It was so beautiful. I saw so many sights before I even got to the actual beach. The boat ride was beautiful. The only problem, though, there was a lot of families on the boat. And I'm not saying that's bad to say anything bad about families, but a lot of these families had kids with them, like babies. And I think one of these babies decided that they could not hold themselves any longer. And so the rest of our trip was plagued with the smell of poop mixing with the ocean air that was wafting us in the face. So that was a little unfortunate. But regardless of that, the boat ride didn't matter whenever we reached the actual beach. Calaluna was beautiful. Standing in the water at hip level, you could see all the way to the ground, or all the way to your feet at least. I decided to sunbathe on the shore for a little while, but after a small amount of time, so many people started coming to the beach, so I decided to go explore the caves that were on the beach. There were so many caves to explore, so naturally, I went through almost all of them, and I actually found this really cool rock in one of them, and I thought that was just really amazing. I had to bring this home and keep this with me. It was just so beautiful. So after a few hours of exploring caves, I decided I've been here for too long. I need to go and find my hotel. So I found a boat that could take me back to Cagliari. I decided to stay in the Antica Locanda Lunida, which is a beautiful bed and breakfast in Cagliari. It was so cozy and welcoming, and so was the staff. They were so sweet and made sure I had everything I needed. They cooked delicious meals, but they still gave me all the privacy that I wanted and needed, and I really appreciated that. Even though I was traveling, I felt so at home. There was this beautiful courtyard outside that I sat at every morning, sat there and drank my coffee. I don't even like coffee, but the woman that worked there made me coffee and I wasn't gonna turn it down, so I drank it, sitting in this courtyard every single morning. It was like my morning routine and I absolutely loved it, just being able to sit there and see all these sights. There were people walking around everywhere, locals obviously, and it was just so comforting. It was just so nice to sit there and see this world going around me, but while I was sitting there, nothing else was going on. Except for one day. I do remember one day. I told you guys that Sardinia is known for its beaches. Well, it is also known for its sheep population. So one morning, I was sitting outside in this courtyard drinking my coffee with tons of sugar, and I heard a noise, and I didn't know what it was. It sounded like gnawing. And I turn around, and there's a sheep gnawing on a chair sitting behind me. And I seemed to be the only person confused about this. And I was. Everybody else that was walking around were obviously locals, and they paid no mind to it. A couple of them actually walked right past him while he was eating it and didn't say a word. So I was okay with it. So the next day I decided to travel to Supermonte, which is the second highest mountain range in central eastern Sardinia. I knew I wanted to hike, and I knew I'd been wanting to hike, so I actually found a really cute guide, and we hiked the Punta Sos Nidos. I was so tired and my legs were screaming, but all the pain was worth it when we got to the top and saw the views. There are honestly no words to describe the feeling that I had up there. I mean, honestly, the air just felt different. It was beautiful. On our way down, though, we actually had a little bit of an issue. See, on the way up, it was almost like a straight incline. So obviously, on the way down, it's going to be a straight decline. And me, myself, I'm not a really good walker, and I actually slipped on a rock and then could not get myself back up. So I just kept slipping for about 3 yards maybe, and my guide actually saved my life. I know that sounds, crazy, But literally, I kept tumbling and tumbling, tumbling. And by the time he got to me, I was this close to a ledge. And if I would have gone over that ledge, I would have died. So he definitely saved my life. So, for saving my life, I decided to treat him and myself to a fancy dinner at the Blue Restaurant in Condor Rocco. An absolute treat to everything but my wallet. Since I decided to go to the Blue Restaurant, I decided, you know what, I'm already going to be spending so much money. Might as well go all out. So we actually reserved a private gazebo on the beach for our dinner, and it was so beautiful. Being able to sit on the beach and eat this 5-star meal while looking at the ocean, like literally within walking distance to the ocean. It was amazing. The setup was so beautiful, the servers were so nice, and the food was incredible. He and I both had lobster and penne pasta, which was so good. And we also both finished off the meal with their signature dessert, the blue tiramisu. Not a big fan of tiramisu, but it was amazing. On my last full day in Sardinia, I decided that I wanted to rent a boat for myself and take my own personal tour around the island. I left from Cagliari and actually sailed all the way out to Olbia and all the way back down. And let me tell you, the things that I saw while I was on this trip were breathtaking. The water was so beautiful. It was crystal clear. I could literally see the sea creatures underneath me, scattering away and following me. It was so amazing. The mountain view above me mixed with the sea view that I was sitting on was honestly almost overwhelming. It was so beautiful, and in that moment I honestly just felt so at peace. Just sitting on this boat in the middle of this ocean in a place that I've never been before by myself, just calm. I felt at peace, and it was incredible, and it was the whole reason why I decided to go on this trip. This trip was about finding myself and finding my center and finding my peace, and I found it in Sardinia. So if any of you are planning on taking a trip to Italy or thinking of going anywhere, I definitely recommend going, and I definitely recommend Sardinia.